Hello my fellow knights and warriors. This is a playthrough of the Situation 4 for the PanzerBlitz. This is a battle of Minsk and this is German delaying action against the Soviet mobile force. And this is quite nice scenario when it comes to the entering the board, because both sides are actually entering the same board, board 2. Soviets, they have a massive mechanized and motorized group, and they are entering from the east edge first, and then Germans are coming from the edge north. And when it comes to the victory conditions, they are different. As for Soviets, they have to destroy as many German units as possible, and as for Germans, they have to make sure that as few as possible Soviets will enter the game on the board 3. So these are different conditions for both sides, and both sides have a couple of motorized and mechanized units with trucks and half trucks. In fact, both sides have more transport units than the units to be transported. That's interesting case. But when it comes to the vehicles, well, Soviets have massive advantage. They have 5 of these great T-34 armored with 85 millimeters guns. They have 4 normal T-34 armored with 76 millimeter gun. They have 2 tank destroyers Su-85 and 1 huge assault gun Su-152. And for Germans, 1 platoon of Panthers, 1 platoon of tank destroyers Jagdpanzer IV, 1 platoon of tank destroyers Nashron, and 2 platoons of the self-propelled guns Vesp and Hummel. So nothing impressive. There are also 2 platoons of infantry and a couple of anti-tank guns. So Soviets have massive advantage when it comes to numbers, and I wonder if Germans are able to do something to really stop their advancement. We will see. I feel bad for Germans with all these Soviet tanks, but who knows, maybe Germans will be able to stop them. Okay, Soviets move first, and the important thing is that I don't have to enter the game with all Soviets in the turn 1. They have to enter the board until the end of the turn 2. So I can enter some of them in the turn 1 and then see where Germans are approaching and then move some of them later. And this is quite an important thing because they are both entering from the same board. So Germans are coming from the north and Soviets are coming from the east. And because of that, I have to make sure, because my units transported with trucks especially are extremely vulnerable. Of course, Germans have only a few of units, they aren't very strong, but well, they have to destroy as many of Soviets. They don't care about their own losses. And because of this fact, I will try to do something like this. First of all, I'm going to move my leg units transported with my trucks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or maybe no, 9. Next, they write here 2, they write there 2, and they write here 2. So they should be safe. They are in the woods, so they are not spotted. And oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Yes, I made a mistake. Because what I did wrong? Well, I will show you. When unit is in the woods, it cannot. It's blocking a road. So effectively, if this one is here, I cannot move on this hex with my vehicles, because this road is blocked and I can cross the green hex sites only through the road. So let's assume the first truck goes here, the second trucks go there, the third truck goes here, and the fourth truck goes here. So this is correct. Now I can stack on this hex, this is fine, and that's all for them. As for my other trucks, now I'm going to move some of my tanks. They are quite fast, they have 11 movement points, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. I will move them like that, so I will be able to fire on the approaching Germans if they will come here. 9, 10, 11. Okay, these are my best T-85 tanks. Next, other transported units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. They will go here. They should be safe. Now my half trucks. They are transporting infantry, and mostly these short machine gun units. These are pretty cool when you want to do close combat. They have a very good strength and defense, but very short range of 1 hex. So they are pretty effective when you know where enemy infantry is and you want to get close to this infantry. So that's where half tracks works like magic. So I wonder if I should hold them. I'm not going to enter with them now, because I want to know where German infantry is about to move. So I'm going to move with my tanks next, here and there. So I will block German attempts to move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that should do the trick. Next, when I will know when Germans are, it will be easier. But as for now, I have no idea, so I have to prepare for their attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's take care of this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 7.5. So here all these roads are secured. Okay. And now my biggest gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and now my trucks. They are carrying artillery and anti-tank guns, so they can be quite effective when I will know where enemy units are. But as for now, I will simply place them here. Let some of them ride. Okay, and the remaining ones are going to remain off board. So I will enter them in the turn 2. And now Germans. And the Germans are weak. This is the best word. I mean, They have only one tank platoon and two um, self-propelled anti-tank guns. So actually three very good vehicles and two self-propelled guns that are very strong. They have 60 and 40, but also very vulnerable. They have an armor of 5 and 6, so German tanks, Soviet tanks can obliterate them with ease. Okay, so what I am going to do? Attacking here would be pointless. Soviets will literally spray me with fire anywhere I will go. So I know that trying to cut through their line is definitely pointless. If I would have 5 or 6 Panther platoons, I might try to do such a trick, but otherwise I haven't much chance. So the best thing I can do now is to try to block their positions somewhere, take my position somewhere here and block a Soviet attempt to move on. So let's go. It's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 5, and 8. These two self-propelled guns have quite an impressive range, 24 and 32. So I can place them even somewhere far away and they will be still able to fire on Soviets with the good firepower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I want to take my positions on this hill because I will be able to fire on the units on this hill without a negative modifier of the firing on the units that are above me. Now, this Nation, my best anti-tank unit with amazing firepower of 20, so it can be dangerous for every Soviet vehicle, but it has its movement limited to 8 and its defense is, well, not very strong too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I have only 2 infantry platoons. That's very small, and I want to move them somewhere here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I am unloading my infantry here. A second platoon is going to seize this town. So they ride here and they are unloaded on this hex. And now these trucks, they carry a couple of anti-tank guns, especially this deadly anti-tank gun 88 millimeters. But as you see, this gun is kinda a glass cannon. It is impressive when it comes to firepower, but also very vulnerable with defense of 1. So it is best to place it somewhere where it can fire and have some terrain protection. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I want to place it inside these woods. Next, I have two 75 mm anti-tank guns. They are also quite potent. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I am unloading this gun here. And my last anti-88mm gun, I'm going to place it somewhere further. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Or maybe no, 11 and half. I'm going to place it on that hill. And next I have two transport units that have nothing to carry, so they can ride somewhere here, simply to eventually block this city, and maybe if I will find any good use for them, we will see. So that's all for the Germans. No combat as well, so we can go right into turn 2. This scenario has, let me check, 10 turns. Okay, so this is medium length, but as you can see, with a lot of units, this can be quite a long play. And that's all for the turn 1. So now when I know where Germans are, I can move on with my Soviets. So I have to move all my other units in this turn, because none of them has to remain off board in the turn 2. But first of all, we have combat phase. Can I perform any combat with my Soviets? I think no. These German units are in the cities or in the woods, so they are invisible for me, since they weren't firing, so they are not spotted. And because of that, I have to go. So my idea is to bring some of my infantry here to get rid of this unit that blocks my way, and then I use my tanks to destroy as many German vehicles as possible. Alright, so now movement phase. I have all my units in vehicles. I haven't any of them dismounted, so they can all move normally. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and they are unloading infantry here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and infantry is unloaded. Yeah, I am risking of these trucks, but I think this is a risk worth taken. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this infantry is unloaded. They will have 11 versus 8. So if I will have anyone, okay, I want to move one more infantry here, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I will have now 16. 5, 5, and 6. So this should be enough to get rid of them. Not in this turn, because they were transported, and transported units cannot perform close combat when in the same turn when they moved. So now my Soviet tanks: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This truck moves out of my way, and 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now my trucks. So here, there, 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 and the remaining ones are going to enter the board. Not going to move them any further for now, because I want to keep them safe. If I will need them, I will move them when I need them. As for now, let them just stay here and wait for a chance. So that's all for the Soviet movement, and now I haven't a chance to perform a close assault here because all these vehicles unloaded infantry, and infantry which was unloaded cannot perform close assault. So that's all for the Soviets. And now Germans. Now Germans can make their attacks. Let me see if there is any chance for Germans to make attack. Due to the infantry here, I can see all of them because they are spotted. So I can fire at them, for example with this gun. But the tricky thing is that if I will fire, then I will be spotted. So of course Soviets will answer with their own fire against me. This is something I have to consider, but I think this Vespa is far enough to be safe. So I'm going to fire here. They have total defense of 5 versus 40. I am firing with high explosive ammo, so I don't have to reduce my firepower. So I can fire at them, or I think that they are going to be... they have defense of 16 plus 1, so it will be 17. 17 to 4, it will be 2 to 1. And here they have 5 versus 40, it will be 8 to 1. So definitely they are a better target. So I'm going to fire on them with this self-propelled gun. So let's mark it as fired and spotted because it is in the city. So it is 4 to 1 and plus 1 because they are in the woods. And come on, they are lucky. They got 6. Plus 1 it is 7. And 7 in the 4-1, no effect. It was the only roll that could save them. And they did it. Splendid, just splendid. Now, anyone else? I wonder. This Panther can fire here. It will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will have its firepower doubled because of the firepower. So it will be 16 versus 10. So this will be 3 to 1. It will be doubled because I am firing with my anti-tank weapon. So it will be 32. That's pretty good, but they are on the slope, and that's the problem. So it will be still 16 versus 10. Not a good, it will be 1 to 1. Nothing really impressive. Next, here I have a line of sight, but the range is 8 and my range is 12. So this is not a half of my range, so my firepower will be still 16 versus 9. So 1 to 1. Doesn't sound good for me. And is there any other place where I can achieve a good hit? I don't think really. So the best thing I can do now is to try to hit any of these T485 here, hoping that maybe I will be lucky enough to disrupt some of them. I think this one is the best target because as long as it is here, it can block enemy road. So I am firing on it with 60, doubled and halved. So it's again 16 versus 10. 1 to 1 and 5. No effect. My. They are fired and spotted. And I think this is going to be everything. Well, this half-track has a firepower of 2. It fires with anti-personnel weapon with E. So it can do normal combat. And I think this is the only way I can, only thing I can do. I will try to fire with this half-track on this Russian truck. So I will have 2 to 1. So it will be 2 to 1 and plus 1 because of the woods. So let me try. And come on, it's 5. Plus 1, it's 6. No effect. And Germans have a curse of bad rolls again. Now, can I do anything else with my Germans? They have a range of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They have them in the range. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going to fire with these two, this half-track and this infantry. So they have total firepower of 5 versus this truck. So this is 5 to 1, so it's 4 to 1, plus 1 and 2. Finally, the truck is down. But such long firing and only one truck being destroyed, I am not satisfied. So, that's all for the German combat. And now, German movement. I will move this Jagdpanzer here on the hill. This Hummel goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. it will be on the slope, so I hope that it will be safe, because attacks on the slope reduce the firepower by half. And anyone else? Yeah, this gun. I wanted to move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I am unloading this 88 gun. And this Nashron. I wonder if I should move backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to have some kind of second line of defense. And this anti-tank gun, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and I am unloading this gun here. Okay, I think this is everything when it comes to the German movement. I don't have any more German units to move. And now close combat. I'm going to make a close combat with this unit versus that Soviets. I have 3 versus 4, so it's 1 to 2, and -2 for the close combat, +1 for the woods. So it's 1 to 2, -1, and again, of course, Germans cannot achieve anything. So this concludes all the German actions. I can mark remove fired markers from Germans, but of course they remain spotted. So this might be very bad in the next turn when Soviets are about to fire on them. So this concludes turn 2, and we are going into turn 3. So it is turn 3 and Soviet combat phase. I have this huge gun, and it can fire on these German Panthers, I believe. Let me check if I have line of sight. I think I have. Yes, I have, but range is 7. With the range of 10, this is more than half. So I will have to halve my firepower, because I'm firing versus armored unit with high explosive ammo. So this will be 20 versus 12. It's 2 less to get 2 to 1. So I need to somehow get more points. I need to have at last 24. So I will have 20. And now, if I will add this 34 tank, let me see. Range is 6, so it's more than half. So they will have their firepower doubled, because they are firing up the hill. So it will be 7. So it will be 27 in total. So I will have 2 to 1. Okay, so that would be good. 27. Okay, so I will take my risk, and I'm firing. So they are both firing at this Panther. So it's 2 to 1 +1, because they are in the woods. And they weren't very lucky. It's 6 +1, 7, complete miss. So this anti-heavy gun is spotted. Okay, anyone else? They are going to make a close assault on this hex, so no. And now any of my Russian tanks. I think I need to move closer, because so far I haven't any good positions where I can fire. The problem of Soviets is the limit, is the range of their tanks. It's pretty small, so I want to move closer. And that would be all for the combat phase. And now let's go to the movement phase. So I will get these cars out of here. So this is a stream. Let me check. Galley for the. Okay, I need to spend 5 movement points to leave this hex with truck. So it will be 1 and 5 to leave the galley. So 6, 8, 10 and 12. 1, 6, 10 and 12. 1, 2, 7 and 10. Cannot move here because this will cost me more points than I have. So that's all for these trucks. They are partially safe at last. And now let's go for Soviet tanks. I think I want to take this hill first. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. As for the normal vehicles, 3. So it will be 7, 10, and that would be all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and that's all. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So that's all for my tanks. All the remaining vehicles are going to remain on these hexes. They are not making any movement. And now close combat. So I have 5, 8, 13, 16 versus 8 plus 2, 12. So 16 versus 12, this will be 1-to-1, and minus 2 for the close assault, and plus 1 for the woods. So this is 1-to-1 minus 1. And 0. My 1-to-1 and 0, this is DD, so both of these are dispersed. Not bad. At last they won't be able to fire at me, and what is even more important, they won't be able to spot my vehicles. Okay, so that's all for Soviets. I don't have any units to rally. And now Germans. Germans now are in, well, complicated situation. They have a lot of Soviet tanks approaching at them from multiple directions, and the problem is if they will be able to do something. Let me see. This anti-tank gun can fire on this on this truck. Well, it can destroy it with ease, but at any more juicy targets. Let me see. Here, I am crossing this brown hexite here, but it is closer to me than in the target. And if brown hexite is closest to me than to the target, I believe that I can fire at it. No. When the firing from the ground level to the target on the hilltop, the line of sight is obstructed by intervening brown hexite symbols if such symbol is closer to the firing unit. Okay, so no, it is blocking my line of sight. That's bad. And now, I think this hexite is going to be pretty annoying. I can fire here or there on the Soviet tanks here, but these units are dispersed, so I believe they cannot spot for me. Right, I just make sure while checking in the rulebook, so no dispersed units cannot be used as spotters. This is very bad. So the best thing I can do is to fire on this truck. So I will have 20. It is halved because this is non-armored target, so it will be 10, and halved again because I'm firing on the unit on slope. So it will be 5. 5 to 1, it still should be still enough. I got 6. Okay, this is the game of bad rolls, but so still 6 is enough to destroy them. Okay, so this one fired and it is spotted. Next, anyone else? This gun can see him and him. I have 60 and I am firing here on the range which is definitely half of my range. So it will be still 60 versus 10, so it will be 6 to 1, but he is on the slope, and due to this fact I have my firepower halved to 30. 30 versus 10, it will be 3 to 1, and again poor roll. 3 to 1 and 4, this is DD, so this one is dispersed only, and this one fired. Next, this Panther here I can fire at him, and this brown hexite is not blocking my line of sight because it is I am above it on the hill, and he is on the hill as well. So I have 16 versus 16, so this is 1 to 1. And I am firing on 7, so this is higher than my range, so I don't get modifier for firing on the less than my range, so it will be 1 to 1. And plus 1 because they are in the woods. And again 6. This result laughs me today, so no effect. Next, this gun can fire here. It will have 40 and range was, let me check, 11. So this is less than 32, so I will have 40 still versus 60, and he's up on the hill, so I will have 20. So 20 versus 16, it will be 1 to 1 and plus 1 because of the woods. And 3 plus 1, 4, no effect. A game of poor rolls, really. And I have a feeling that's all. I can't do much with Germans, so now German movement phase. Here they are fine. I wonder about this Jagdpanzer, if I can make a better use of it. Moving it here will be not very wise, because these tanks will obliterate me. My defense of this Jagdpanzer is not very impressive. I wonder if I should retreat to these woods. But from the other hand, when I hold this hill, the Soviets cannot simply ride here and there, because this Panther and this Jagdpanzer are blocking their way with their line of fire. So no, I'm not going to move it. And now this one is going to remain here. It cannot fire at anyone, but it wasn't firing, so I can remove spotted marker. Same from this infantry. And that's all. Don't have much else to do with Germans, so I can remove fire markers from them. They will keep spotted markers. I can rally these two and remove spotted marker, although they are spotted because they have enemies on the adjacent hexes. And I think that's all for the Germans. Yeah, that's all for the Germans, and this concludes turn 3. So this will be turn 4. As you can see, this battle goes a bit more slower than the previous battles, mostly due to the fact that there is a lot of units on board, and this complicates a thing. There are a lot of decisions where to fire, and everything, all of this makes the game a bit more longer. Let's go with turn 4, and there will be some shooting now, I believe. First of all, these tanks here that managed to make their way are going to fire on Soviets. So I have 15, and I am firing with the half of my range, so it will be 30, and I am halving because he is on the slope, so it will be again 15, and the same does he. So they have both 15 versus 6, so it will be 30 versus 6, 5 to 1. And for this gun is done. So they fired and they fired. Now this tank, or rather anti-tank gun, sorry, this tank fires on this Hanomag. So this is 14, and it is doubled because I'm firing versus armored unit, so this is 28 versus 4. Definitely 4 to 1, plus 1 because of the woods. So only 7 can help. Yes, and they rolled 6 plus 1, 7, so they are safe. But I have one more here. So another fire, or maybe I want to fire somewhere else. I wonder. Let me see. I have a line of sight here. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I have a range of 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I cannot get get enough of my range. So I will have only 14 versus 5. It will be 2 to 1 and 1. So this gun is destroyed. And this one fired. And now this is going to be all here and now there. This one fires at this Panther, so it is it is 20 versus 12, 1 to 1 plus 1 because of the woods. And I will help with him. Well, oh, or if he can, because he has only range of 6. No, he cannot. He has a range of 6 and this is a range of 7. So no. 1 to 1 plus 1. 4, no effect. And that's all for the Soviet combat. Now Soviet movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3 for leaving this trim. 4, 7, and 10. 1, 3 for leaving the stream, so it's 4, 5, 8, 9. So this I'm trying to swarm them, doing like a good old Zerg crash. Now this gun, this tank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. All these vehicles here will remain. They are not going to do anything else. They are simply waiting for their chance. And that's all for the Soviet movement. Now Soviet close assault. So I am attacking this hex with 16 versus 12, so this is 1 to 1, minus 2, plus 1. So 1 to 1 and minus 1, this is 1, so they are dispersed. And that's all. Now Germans. They have a lot of targets around. That's great. But the problem is that so many of them, then I won't be able to destroy all of them. But I will try. This gun can target him, so it will do. I have 20, and I am firing on the less than half of my range, so I have 40, and he is on the slope, so I have 20 again. So it's 20 versus 9, 2 to 1. And 6. Of course, it had to be 6. So this is a miss. Next, this Panther fires on this T-34. It has 32 versus 10, so it's 3 to 1 and 1. So this Soviet tank is dead. This anti-tank gun fires here. It's 3 to 1 and 5. 5 in the 3 to 1, this is DD. So this one is only dispersed. Oh, no. Dispersed, and he is fired. Alright, so there are still 4 of them on the adjacent hexes. That's bad. That's very bad. And now there. Let me check for this anti-tank gun here. I don't have a line of sight to him because these brown hexsites are blocking my line of sight. But I have a line of sight to this tank because it fired, so it is spotted. So it is how many hexes it was? 5. So I have 13 versus 10. 1 to 1 plus 1 because of the woods. It's 4. No effect. Fired and spotted. And now any other German units. This nation, it can fire here on this Soviet gun. It will have 20, and the range was, let me check, 13. So it won't be doubled. It is 20 versus 12, so it's 1 to 1, plus 1 because of the woods. Or maybe I have a better target here. Let me check. No, it crosses town hex, so I cannot see him, so I can only fire here. So this will be 1-to-1 plus 1. 4, no effect. And I think that's all for the German combat. I haven't any German units to move, I think. I don't think so. So that's all for the German movement. Yes, and now I can remove fire markers from here, and I can rally these two units. Both sides have bad luck with rolls. Let's make it straight. They should really do better. I forgot to rally this one before, and that's all for the turn 4. We are reaching turn 5, and this will be the half of the game. As you can see, Soviets are fighting for the middle of the board. They still cannot break and destroy German defensive positions, but they still have 6 turns to go. So I am still quite relaxed. I think that Soviets should be able to do so, but we will see. So it is turn 5, and Soviet plan is to take this Panther out. So again, this huge 152 mm self-propelled gun fires with 20, and now I'm going to use them too. He gets 20, and now they are firing on the adjacent hex with 24 and 24. So it is going to be 64 versus 12. 64 versus 12, this is definitely 4-to-1 plus 1 because of the woods. And 3. So Panther is done. Fired, fired, and fired. And they are targeting this Jagdpanzer. So 24 and 24, 48 versus 9. Definitely 4-to-1 plus 1. And 7, a miss. Who else? Well, they are firing on this Hanomag. So 28 and well, I think the 1 is enough. 28 versus 4. This is 4-to-1 plus 1. Oh, finally. I was afraid it's going to be another 6, but no. Place wreck, and this one goes to graveyard. This one fired, and the remaining ones are not going to fire. They will go on. So I think that's all for the Soviet movement, Soviet combat. So next I'm going on with movement. So 1, 2. This is a wreck, so I cannot stack there any more units. 1, 2, 5, and 8, and 11. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9. They all are used. He fired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They still have to wait because I need to clear a way for them. and I think I'm going to do this soon. And that's all for the Soviet actions. And now Soviet close assault here. I have 16 versus 8. So it is 2 to 1, minus 2, plus 1. So 2 to 1 and minus 1, and 4. This is D. So this infantry is only dispersed. I really hoped it will be done, but looks like no. I have now to remove fired markers and dispersal markers from Soviets. And now Germans. This Jagdpanzer is going to target this tank. It is more dangerous. I will have 32 versus 10, so it will be 3 to 1. Let's see. And 5. Unlucky roll. This is just a dispersal. I really hoped I will be able to destroy this gun, but, well, I failed. So it is fired and spotted. And now, this anti-tank gun fires here. So it has 26 plus versus 10, but they are on the slope. But because this is adjacent fire, I don't get this negative modifier of the slope. So it's 26 versus 10, so it will be 2 to 1. And 6, come on. No effect. That's disaster. This 88 millimeter gun is going to fire here. I have a 20. This is half of my range, so I will have 40. Versus 10, it's 4 to 1. And 6 again. But luckily for me, there are no negative modifiers here. So even with 6, this tank is destroyed. So place wreck and sent to destroyed. Fired. Who else? This I think this tank destroyer has no enemy units in its line of sight. No. It hasn't. So no fire for him. And that's all for the German fire. And next, German movement. This half track is going to stay here. It makes my defense of this city a bit more stronger, and I cannot overrun any of the Soviet infantry units because they are on the in the woods, so this would be pointless. So no, I am not making movement here. Here I am not making a movement there. So that's all for the German actions. I can remove fire markers and I can rally this infantry. And this concludes turn 5.